I have called Malaysia home for 6 years, but there is a new player in the region that everyone is talking about. Da Nang, Vietnam, is currently the darling of the digital nomad scene, leaving many to wonder if it is all hype or if Malaysia is finally losing its crown. I am happy here in Kuala Lumpur for the time being, but as the chief expat strategist for this channel, I have to know if the grass is actually greener for you guys and myself. It is time to put my personal bias aside and let the data decide. Before we dive into the clash of the Southeast Asian titans, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chapter of your own global adventure. Climate and environment. Malaysia takes the Stable Ceiling Fan Award. Malaysia offers a predictable tropical hug, while Vietnam has a moody personality that changes from north to south. In Malaysia, you get eternal summer mixed with the occasional afternoon monsoon that serves as nature's car wash. Vietnam, specifically the north, actually has a winter, which is great unless you move to Asia to escape wearing a puffer jacket. Both deal with humidity that makes your hair look like a startled poodle, but Malaysia's lack of typhoons gives it the edge. It is like choosing between a reliable ceiling fan and a dramatic wind tunnel. Cost of living. Vietnam wins the baller on a budget trophy. Vietnam is the undisputed king of the lifestyle where your dollar stretches further than a yogi on a beach. You can find a modern apartment in Da Nang for a fraction of what you would pay in most Western hubs. Street food in Vietnam costs less than a designer latte, allowing you to live like royalty on a backpacker budget. Malaysia is still incredibly affordable, especially for the quality of housing, but Vietnam is that unexpected extra scoop of gelato you didn't have to pay for. If your bank account needs a vacation, Vietnam is the clear winner here. Visa options. Malaysia earns the red carpet VIP badge. Malaysia has rolled out the red carpet with the Day Ranto Nomad Pass, which is basically a golden ticket for remote workers. It is streamlined, digital, and actually wants you to stay and spend your hard-earned cash. Vietnam has made strides with its 90-day e-visa, but the long-term pass still feels a bit like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in the dark. Malaysia's retirement options also remain more robust for those looking to hang up their hat permanently, if you have the cash. More on that on a later episode. It is the difference between a confirmed reservation and a "we will see when you get here" vibe. Language. Malaysia grabs the no subtitles needed medal. In Malaysia, English is so widely spoken that you might forget you are in a foreign country until you see a macaque stealing a bag of chips. This makes everything from opening a bank account to explaining that you are allergic to peanuts a total breeze. Vietnam is a much steeper climb, where tone can be the difference between asking for a bowl of noodles or accidentally insulting someone's grandmother. While younger Vietnamese in cities speak great English, Malaysia is the clear winner for ease of transition. It is like having a universal translator built into your daily life. Healthcare. Malaysia wins the Cotton Wool Comfort Prize. Malaysia is a global powerhouse for medical tourism, offering world-class private hospitals where the doctors often trained in the UK or Australia. The costs are transparent, the facilities are gleaming, and you can actually understand the paperwork. Vietnam has excellent private clinics in major cities, but for serious stuff, many expats still hop a flight to Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur. It is the peace of mind that comes with knowing a broken leg won't turn into a medical mystery. In this category, Malaysia is the sturdy safety net we all need. Wait a second. If you are finding this breakdown more refreshing than a cold coconut on a humid Tuesday, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below. Are you Team Satay or Team Pho? Your choice might just determine where we film our next deep dive. Now, let's get back to the scorecard before the humidity melts my claymation face. Safety and stability. Malaysia takes the cool as a cucumber cup. Malaysia is a rock of stability in a region that sometimes likes to keep things spicy. It is consistently ranked as one of the safest countries in Asia for expats, with a very low violent crime rate and a polite society. Vietnam is also very safe, but the traffic in Hanoi is a legitimate extreme sport that requires the nerves of a fighter pilot. Political stability is high in both, but Malaysia's infrastructure and legal clarity give it a slight lead. It is like comparing a well-paved highway to a scenic but chaotic dirt track. Connectivity and infrastructure. Malaysia wins the hyperdrive honors. Malaysia has some of the best roads and airports in the region, making it a perfect hub for regional travel. The 5G rollout in Kuala Lumpur is lightning fast, which is a dream for anyone who makes a living through a Zoom screen. Vietnam is catching up rapidly, and its fiber optic game is strong, but the occasional shark bites the underwater cable drama is a real thing. Public transport in Malaysia, specifically the LRT and MRT, is clean and efficient. Malaysia feels like a finished product, while Vietnam is still a beautiful work in progress. Community and culture. It is a two scoops of joy tie. This is where it gets subjective, like choosing between a sunset and a sunrise. Malaysia is a fascinating melting pot of Malay, Chinese, and Indian cultures, offering a 3-for-1 deal on festivals and traditions. Vietnam has a fierce, proud national identity and a street life that is electric and addictive. Malaysia feels more international, while Vietnam feels more authentic to many travelers. Both countries are incredibly welcoming to foreigners, making you feel like a guest rather than an intruder. It is a beautiful draw that depends on what flavor of life you crave. Work and business opportunities. Malaysia earns the Open for Business ribbon. Malaysia's Day Ranto program and its business-friendly environment make it much easier to set up a remote base. The government is actively courting tech talent and digital nomads with tax incentives and co-working hubs. Vietnam is a manufacturing beast and a land of opportunity, but the bureaucracy for foreign business owners can be a tangled nest of red tape. If you want to land and start working by Monday, Malaysia is your best bet. It is the difference between an open door and a door with 4 different locks. Food and lifestyle. Vietnam wins the Symphony of Flavors shield. I love my Malaysian nasi lemak, but the food culture in Vietnam is a sensory explosion that is hard to beat. The freshness of the herbs, the balance of the broth, and the culture of sitting on tiny plastic stools on the sidewalk is pure magic. Life in Vietnam moves at a different pace, one that encourages you to slow down and watch the world go by with a drip coffee. Malaysia has incredible variety, but Vietnam has a soul in its lifestyle that captures the heart of almost every expat who visits. It is the ultimate mango sticky rice moment. The final verdict. After running the numbers through the expat decision matrix, we have a winner. Malaysia takes the crown by a pinch. While Vietnam wins on budget and that unique lifestyle vibe, Malaysia's ease of living, healthcare, and visa perks make it the more practical choice for a long-term move in 2026. Vietnam is the exciting summer romance, but Malaysia is the partner you can actually build a life with. Until you retire, because then the situation turns darker than overcooked sambal, which is something I will tell you about in a future chapter. The retirement, not the sambal. So make sure you subscribe. This is the Adaptable Expat reminding you that the world is full of new chapters, and your next adventure might just be a plane ticket away. See you in the next episode.